Today we're going to find distance on a coordinate plane. Okay, there's basically two options for our level. We have vertical and horizontal lines. We have lines that could be in the same quadrant or points that could be in a different quadrant. Okay, if they're in the same quadrant, you might get a picture where you have to find the distance between them. You might get coordinates. If they're in different quadrants, it's the same thing. You might have a picture or coordinates. I'm going to go over same and different quadrants with just the picture to start. They look like this on Get More Math. So this is what I mean by a picture. It's a coordinate plane. So I have 2 points and they lie in the same quadrant. Remember, our quadrants are 1, 2, 3, 4. These both lie in quadrant 1. Their ordered pairs are 2, 6, and 2, 2. If it's a picture, I could, if I want, count. So I could just count by going 1, 2, 3, 4. These are 4 units apart. They're in the same quadrant, so I could count like that. Later, you'll see that when they're, regardless, I'm going to look for the coordinate that's the same. If they're in the same quadrant, I'm going to subtract. 6 minus 2 is 4. Okay, we'll go over that better when we do coordinates. Okay, here's a second example. We have these 2 points whose ordered pairs are -6, -3, and -1, -3. They are in the same quadrant. They're both in quadrant 3. So I can just count the units between them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are 5 units apart. That's their distance. If I use the coordinate method, I see that the y's are the same, so I get rid of them. And since they're in the same quadrant, I subtract them. I subtract their absolute values. 6 minus 1 is 5 units. But I can just count if it's a picture. Okay? If I have different quadrants, notice this point is in quadrant 2, this point is in quadrant 3. I can still count if it's a picture. I can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, getting to that axis, 6, 7, 8, 9. So they were 9 units apart, okay, when I count them. Since they are in different quadrants, I'm going to look again. If I want to use the point method, I'm going to get rid of my x's because they're the same. I'm left with the absolute value of 5 plus the absolute value of -4. So when they're in different quadrants, I add the values, absolute 5 plus the absolute value of -5, which gives me 5 plus 4, or 9. But I can just count if I have the picture. Okay, here's another example, different quadrants. We have -5, -6 in quadrant 3. We have 6, -6 in quadrant 4. So I can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. This is 11 units apart by counting. I can also use the method of using the coordinate pairs. In this case, the y's are the same, so I get rid of them. I have the absolute value of -5 plus the absolute value of 6. 5 plus 6 is 11 units. That's if I use the coordinate method. But I can just count